But which one of these candidates you included is actually listening to the Gen Z? Are you really listening or just using them, riding on the wave?
The Gen Z are very bright people. They are marvelous young people. I have such tremendous respect for them. You know, they know who they can trust in this country. The Gen Z know at their lowest moment when they were being killed and massacred by William Ruto and Kithure Kindiki, when everybody was demonizing them, when William Ruto was calling them criminals, who came to stand for them? It was Rigathi Gachagua. I sacrificed my job as deputy president, a very good job with the parks, with security, with all abiavians, you know, and I said, I want to start with these children. And I attracted the wrath of William Ruto for starting with these young people. It's these young people, the Gen Z, who will look at the whole political landscape and will decide where they want to place their trust. And I think they are intelligent enough to know what they want to do. I don't want to force myself on the Gen Z. All the time I'm being accused of funding them or financing them, you know. And what has happened is that the Gen Z have appreciated me and accepted me because I'm always being accused of being their leader, of being the one who is financing them, who is doing this and that. But all I have done is stand with them and stand for them, and I'll continue to do so. And I'm sorry, I'm told that they have taken away the security of Chief Justice David Maraga because of appearing to support the Gen Zs. That is how petty this administration is. That is Kipchumba Murkomen. If somebody is seen in the streets, you know, it's democracy. Going to show solidarity with the Gen Zs is part of our democracy. Now, taking away the security of David Maraga because he was in the streets, you know, it's a lot of, it's pettiness. It's very petty, you know. It's unacceptable, I must tell you, Michelle.
All right. And you mentioned several things. Once you said that you're actually glad you got impeached at some point to avoid going down with President William Ruto. Now that you've been impeached, you didn't speak up then. Can you speak up now? For example, who, Mr. Gachagua, ordered the invasion into Uhuru Kenyatta's family when you were DP?
Let me tell you, Michelle, in a very simple matter. Matters of a retired president, nobody lesser than the person of the president can make a decision about their lives. Okay? There is nobody who can withdraw the security of Uhuru Kenyatta without asking William Ruto. There is nobody who can touch his farm without asking William Ruto. It's as short as that. And William Ruto knew what he planned. And then he went out of the country so that it could look like we are the ones who are doing it. But I want to tell you from practice, and you can find out, matters to do with a retired president are decided by the president himself. And that settles the matter as to who could be responsible in doing this or not. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the media. When you were DP, you were a huge critic of the media, never missing an opportunity to disparage the Fourth Estate, all up until just before your ejection as deputy president. Now, this week, after Wednesday's, order against live broadcasts of the protest, we saw you coming up with a statement in support of media and press freedom. What has changed since then?
Michelle, I've never been against the media. I have been a critic of the media.
You called us as
I have been a critic of the media.
Several times.
I have been a critic of the media in a nice manner by granting you an interview to ask me questions. That is what it is. I am entitled to my own opinion. The fact that I grant interviews any one time and answer any question, demonstrates my respect for the media. And I want to say that switching off the live stream was done deliberately so that the looting is not recorded, so that the goons are not recorded. I have told you it was a scheme by William Ruto and Kipchumba Murkomen. And that is why the media had to be switched off. And I want to tell William Ruto, please don't take us back to the 80s during the Moi era. William Ruto, kindly, we are in 2025. How do you interfere with media freedom? The media freedom is a basic freedom that is well entrenched in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And for you even to change a clause in the Bill of Rights, Michelle, you must go for a referendum. And again, William Ruto is taking us back to torture. You have seen somebody being tortured in police station. What was happening in Nyayo House in the torture chambers? William Ruto, you are PhD holder. You simply cannot take us to what President Moi was doing in the 80s. This is 2025. And I want to say, and I really want to empathize with the media, we are very sorry about what happened. That should never happen. You know, the hallmark of any democracy is the freedom of the media. Media freedom is absolutely important because Kenyans are entitled to information, you know? And I have told you why the live stream was switched off, yeah? So that nobody can capture those images of what was happening. But the good thing is that with the advent of social media, the videos are coming through. We can see exactly what happened. It was not seen on mainstream media, but the videos are now being reviewed, and you put pieces together, you can see exactly what happened and why the TVs were being switched off.
All right.
But Michelle, I am a fan of the media, and I am also a Christian of the media. Media has given me a lot of coverage, and that is because why? I don't shy away from the media. I speak my mind. I answer any question. I will never support gagging of the media. But I reserve my right to criticize the media, but I will not gag the media. And I think those two things are different. Criticism is healthy. If you are not doing what, in my view, is not right, I'll say so. You are equally at liberty to criticize me and what I'm doing. And I'll never take any offense. I'll have the right of reply, and then you have to take, a stand that you want to take.
All right, Mr. Gachagua, as we wind up, what do you say to Kenyans who are watching today, many of them seeking answers and accountability? Kenyans who lost their friends, who lost their families, who are shot at, who are angry and don't know who to believe anymore.
I want to tell the people of Kenya not to give up. We are very resilient people, and 2 years is a long time, but not too long. The people of Kenya withstood the brutality of the colonial regime for years, but God saw them through. Again, we had 24 years of the Moi repression. Again, we prevailed. Another 2 years of the Ruto regime will prevail. And I want to say, I have never advocated the removal of President William Ruto from office through unconstitutional means. I am a believer in the rule of law. I am a believer in the Constitution. I want President William Ruto to be removed from office through the ballot. I've heard him say, crying today, that he doesn't know how we want him to go home. I've heard him crying today. I saw him very mellowed. The usual bravado is not there. I saw him very mellowed, crying. Oh, people are saying Ruto must go. I need to understand how I need to go. President, don't throw the ball back to us. Kenyans have decided you'll be one term, you'll go. The decision of how you go is yours. There are two ways you can make a decision. One, you can resign and go home in dignity. Two, you can wait for the people of Kenya to remove you through the ballot in 2027. And I don't think anybody wants to overthrow William Ruto. All this nonsense that there was a coup, they wanted to overthrow William Ruto, is all nonsense. It's just a Ruto boy is trying to hype him and cheat him so that he doesn't see the reality that Kenyans are agitating for reforms. Kenyans are agitating for good governance. They want to just lie to William Ruto that all this clamor you are seeing is not genuine. Kenyans are not angry. They still love you. Oh, they still support you. They are all lies. Oh, it was a coup. Oh, they want to overthrow you. That is all nonsense. Kenyans are agitating for change. They want good governance, an end to abductions, an end to extrajudicial killings, an end to corruption. And I think Kenyans are decent enough to allow William Ruto to finish his term, and they exit him in a constitutional way. And myself, I'm a firm believer. That's why I talk about one term. Right. I don't talk about half term. I want William Ruto to serve the remaining 2 years. Through the ballot, we take him home. But if he decides he's tired, the way he has talked today, asking how we want him to go, he has the opportunity, if he wishes, he can resign and go home. And then we proceed.
Mr. Gachagua, that's all the time we have today. Thank you so much for your time and for speaking to